standing up this morning, partially because I want to do some rotator cuff exercises, some arm exercises, and also to remind you that we don't just use the core when we're lying on our back or lying on the floor. So let's start our initial core engagements from the standing position, and then we'll do some rotator cuff and shoulder warm-ups. So as you stand, you want to have the feet slightly separated and parallel to each other. The hip socket is not the widest part of the hip, it's actually here. So we want to align the hip socket, the middle of the knee, the middle of the ankle, down to the middle toe, all in one line down the leg. And once you have the feet in that organization, take a moment to feel the weight distribution under your feet. Feel the ball of the big toe and the ball of the little toe equally weighted. And then put equal weight into the middle of the heel. So you're standing on all 3 points of the feet very equally. And we'll bring our attention to the pelvic floor. So when we're upright, we have gravity pushing down on the pelvic floor, which is obviously part of the problem with our design. This is why those muscles get lax. So this is a good place to exercise them. Picture where your tailbone is, your two sit bones, the pubic bone. Now the diamond is parallel to the floor and the ceiling. Now picturing those 4 points, take an inhale. And then with the exhale, think of all 4 points of the diamond coming towards the center. See if you can do something more subtle than just squeeze your buttocks. That's not what this is. This is a gathering of the floor. And then once you have the pelvic floor gathered in, you're going to think of your the pelvic floor lifting like an elevator. Up one floor, up another floor. So you have this gathered and lifted feeling. And then relax that. And soften and check back in with the feet that you're even on the 3 points. And then inhale, prepare to engage the pelvic floor again. Picture the diamond. And exhale, draw it into the center and then lift the whole pelvic floor up like an elevator. And then relax, release that. And soften. One more time. Check in the balance into the feet. Inhale and picture the diamond of the pelvic floor. Exhale, gather it in and lift it up. And then relax. Now we'll build the core, coming to the transversus level. Picture the belt, it's very broad, like one of those supports that movers would wear to support the back when lifting something heavy. We have this internally, that's the transversus. So picture that belt. Let it be elasticy so it can really move around the shape of the torso. Take an inhale with the picture of that belt. And then exhale, draw it around from the back over the hips and then think of buckling it beneath the belly button. And then relax. So we're concentrating on this engagement around the low belly and the upper pelvis. Inhale again, picturing that belt. And then exhale, gather it around, nice and snug. And then relax. And one more time. With the exhale, gather the belt, snug it around the hips, buckle beneath the belly button, and then release. Okay, let's put those two things together. Check back in with the feet. Make sure you're still even on the 3 points. Take an inhale to prepare. Gather the pelvic floor first. Wrap the belt. There's the inner core. And release. Do that again. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, pelvic floor, and wrap the belt. And then release. And one more time. Inhale, prepare. And exhale, gather the pelvic floor, wrap the belt. Maintain that and take a breath in. And then soften. Okay, let's add the obliques. Just think for a moment of line moving from your right rib cage, actually around the back of the right rib cage, wrapping down and pulling on a diagonal to your left hip and then over to your left back pocket. So we're going on a big broad swath around the body. Take an inhale, picturing, and even you can feel these points, that diagonal line. And then with the exhale, gather the ribs down towards the opposite back pocket. And then relax, and let's do the same thing with the other side. Think of your left back ribs wrapping around all the way down to the right hip and then around to the right back pocket. Take an inhale and exhale. Draw your left ribs all the way down around to the right back pocket. So you can feel how we're really wrapped around. Those obliques that come around the back are hooked in with the serratus, one of the muscles that controls the stability of the shoulder blade. So we're going from core to shoulder stability here. So let's think of these two diagonal lines working together. Inhale. And exhale, draw the ribs down on the diagonal, each going to the opposite back pocket. And then relax. One more time like that. Inhale, prepare. And exhale, take the ribs down on the diagonal to the opposite back pockets. And then relax. And now let's add the inner core, put it all together. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, gather the pelvic floor, the belt, and then wrap the ribs. And then maintain that, and inhale, bring your arms just up to shoulder height. And then exhale, lower the arms and relax the core. So inhale, prepare for the whole core. Exhale, find the inner core first, wrap the ribs. And inhale, float the arms up, staying engaged to the core, easy in the shoulders. And then release the arms back down to the sides, soften. Relax the core work. One more time, inhale, prepare. Exhale, gather the pelvic floor, the belt, wrap the ribs, and maintain while you inhale. Float the arms wide, and exhale. Lower the arms down to the sides. And relax. Okay. We're going to take a little break with the core for a moment now as we do the isometric rotator cuff series. So please bend your left arm, bring the left elbow to the left side, make a fist with the right hand. You're going to press your left palm into the right fist. The working arm is the left arm, the right arm is providing the resistance. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, press your right palm into your left fist and relax. So you're internally rotating, resisting that movement. Again, exhale, press the left palm into the right fist, resist the movement, feel the work all the way up the left arm, relax. Again, press the left palm into the right fist, and relax. Now you're going to wrap the left fingers around your fist, and then pull out. We're going to resist external rotation. So pull the left arm against the right fist. Again, the active arm is the left arm, the right is just resisting. And then release. And again, pull out. Not actually moving anywhere because the right arm is providing resistance. And release. You should feel work up around the shoulder. Once again, pull out. And then relax. Okay, take a moment, check back in with the feet. And let's bend the right arm. Hold the right elbow to the side. We want to keep it snugly to the side. Active arm is the right arm. Now make a fist with the left hand. And as you exhale, press your right palm into your left fist. Internal rotation. And relax. And again, press with your exhale. Resist the internal rotation. And relax. One more time. Exhale, press. And relax. Now wrap the right hand around your left fist. And exhale, resist external rotation. So we're resisting this movement out in the socket. And relax. And roll out. And relax. One more time as you exhale, pull the right arm out. Resist with your left. And relax. Let the arms rest down to the sides. Now we're going to work the muscle over the top of the rotator cuff. come to a wall. You can use the inside of a doorway for my back, second to my left arm. And I stand about 6 inches away from the wall, standing well on the feet, arms straight, and then we're going to resist a snow angel movement. So I'm going to, with my left arm, press into the wall, try to remain tall and steady through the center line of the body, and relax. And again, exhale, press the left hand into the wall, resisting a motion like a snow angel, and relax. One more time, press. If the wall weren't there, your arm would be traveling up towards the ceiling to the side. And relax. One of the most common rotator cuff injuries is that supraspinatus muscle. So this is a great one. By the way, these exercises you want to do before you get the injury, so your rotator cuff stays in shape, and then the same thing you'll do after you get an injury. So we'll turn and work the right arm, try to keep the central line of the body nice and strong so you don't push away from the wall when you press your hand in. With the exhale, press the back of the right hand into the wall, and release. And again, press, and release. And one more time, press, and release. Okay, let's get our TheraBand. So once again, set up a good standing position. We're going to hold the band out in front so that the hands are in line with the shoulders. Palms are facing down for this exercise. We're going to use the core, so find your inner core, wrap your ribs around, and then pull out on the band, moving your pinky fingers towards the wall on either side, and then come back in. And again, with the support of the core, press out and bring it back in. Trying to keep the hands on the same altitude the whole time. Press out, palms are facing down, and they stay facing down. Don't let the arms rotate. Press out, and release the tension, and again. And lower the arms. Now you're going to turn your palms over so you're holding the band with your palms facing up towards the ceiling. And you're going to bend at the elbow. So now we have the hands, palms turned up in line with the elbow. And then we're going to do the same pressing outward motion. Now it's the thumbs moving to either side. Use the core to stabilize along the whole torso. And press out and release the tension. Keep standing tall. Elbows stay snug to the sides. Good. Now let's put the band down for a moment. I'm going to bring the arms in front of us and bring the elbows together, palms together. Engage the inner core. I guess this is better. Engage the inner core. Keep the elbows touching. Feel your ribs wrap around, and then reach your fingertips up towards the ceiling. You may not go very far, but keep the elbows together. And then release back down. And again. Reach up. And lower it back down. Good. Stay supported in the core. Keep your inner core working and your ribs wrapping. Elbows stay together. And lower. And lift. And lower. Once again. Lower just halfway down. Keep your elbows together and move your arms from side to side like a windshield wiper. So you're just a little bit lifted, keeping the elbows and palms together as you move from side to side. And then relax. Just bring the hands down onto the thighs. Gather the inner core. Wrap the ribs together. Draw your navel back towards your spine. And just slide the hands down the legs. So release. giving the muscles along the spine and in the shoulder a chance to let go for a moment. Let your head be heavy, your arms be relaxed. If your neck feels tight, you can nod your head yes and no a couple times. If you prefer, you can grab a hold to your elbows. Feel the stretch coming into the back, the release coming into the neck and shoulders. And then we'll slide the hands back up the legs. And stand tall. Now we'll do another thing with the band. So we're going to take the band as we had it in the original exercise, with the arms out in front with the palms facing down. Hands are at shoulder height. So we'll begin with that same, we'll begin by engaging the core and wrapping the ribs, and then press out into the band. So far we're doing the same exercise, but now I want you to keep that pull and stretch the arms up towards the ceiling. As you do that, see if you can be aware of your shoulder blades. When you do this, they're broadening on your back. Now as we come down, I want you to imagine that you're actually pushing down on something, and your shoulder blades stay wide, or as wide as possible, as the arms come back down in line with the shoulders. Then we're going to relax the pull and bring the arms down the front to relax for a moment. And when we come back up to shoulder height, we'll open out on the band, and then keep that opening out as you extend the arms up. Shoulder blades are spreading out on your back. See if you can pull your ribs together. And then as you come down, imagine you're actually pushing down on something. You're still pulling out on the band. And once you get to shoulder height, then you can relax and bring the arms down the front. Let's do that again. Lift to shoulder height, engage the core, pull out on the band, and then lift up. Good. Keep pushing out on the band as you do this lift overhead, and keep pushing out as you push down to lower the arms, and then release and relax. Let's do it twice more. Float the arms up to shoulder height, engage the core, push out on the band, and then stretch the arms up. Keep your ribs together as you reach up. Keep the ribs together as you lower. Imagine you're pushing down on something, keeping the hands far apart from each other, and then relax that as you lower the arms down the front. We'll do it one more time. Lift up to shoulder height, engage the core, stretch wide, and take the arms up. Keep pushing out on the band. Make sure your ribs are still knitting together. And you can keep pushing out on the band. Imagine you're pushing down towards the floor as you lower your arms. And then release and relax. And then we're going to bend down and put the band underneath the balls of the feet, so that you're standing on the TheraBand with one end in each hand. Engage your core, wrap the ribs. Feel how the band is pulling your shoulders down away from your ears. So we're going to resist that and pull shoulders up to the ears, shrug them up. Now pull your ribs together, roll the shoulders back, and then release and let the band pull down on the arms. Engage the core, shrug the shoulders up, keep your ribs together, squeeze your shoulder blades together, roll the shoulders back, and then let the bands pull down. Pull up, engaging the core the whole time, roll back, squeeze the shoulder blades, and let the bands pull down. Again, inner core, shrug, roll back, keep your ribs together, squeeze the shoulder blades, and come down. Let's do it one more time. Shrug up, keep the core working as you roll back, and release down. Let the bands pull down on the shoulders for a moment. And now re-engage the core, knit the ribs, bend down gently. Relax the neck and shoulders. And let go of the band. And then slide the hands up the legs. And lift tall. Standing all the way tall at your full height. 3 points of the feet on the floor, crown of the head towards the ceiling. Okay, let's lie down onto the back. Come to constructive rest pose with the knees bent, the arms comfortably at the sides, and take a moment to relax here. Now, since we've already warmed up quite a bit, we're going to combine the alternate leg lifts with the arm lifts. This little sequence that's called the dead bug. Bring the arms down to the sides. Turn your palms so that they're facing each other. That gives you a nice little bit of external rotation in the shoulders, and you can keep them in that orientation the whole time. So we're going to inhale and prepare for the inner core. Exhale, find the pelvic floor of the belt, wrap the ribs, imprint the back ribs, and then as you inhale, lift your right foot and take your arms straight up towards the ceiling. Pelvis is stable. With your exhale, reach the arms back and the leg extends forward with your heel reaching across the room. Inhale, bend the knee and float the arms to the ceiling. Re-anchor around the pelvis and lower the foot and the arms. Keep steady in the pelvis, relaxed in the shoulders, and inhale. Arms and left foot come up, arms are going to vertical. Exhale, flex your foot, reach the leg out long, and take your arms back behind you. Inhale and bend the knee, float the arms up to vertical. And exhale, lower the foot, take the arms down. Keep the pelvis steady. Again with the right leg, inhale, arms and right leg lift. And exhale, reach away, pushing your heel across the room as your arms go back towards the wall behind you. Inhale, take the arms to the ceiling, bend the knee. And re-anchor, lower your foot, bring your arms down to your sides, keep the pelvis steady. Keep anchoring. Inhale, left foot, arms up. Exhale, reach the arms back, flex your foot and extend your leg across the room. Inhale, bend the knee. Float the arms up. And exhale, lower the foot and the arms. We're going to do one more cycle. Inhale, arms and right foot up. Keep stabilizing. And exhale, reach back. Feel your back ribs imprinting as your arms go back and your heel extends out in front of you. Inhale, arms to the ceiling and bend the knee. Anchor around the pelvis, lower the arms and the foot. Keep the pelvis completely steady and finish up with the left leg. Inhale, arms and left foot up. Exhale, reach the arms back, flex your foot and stretch long through your left leg. Inhale, arms float up, bend the knee. And exhale, lower your foot, lower your arms. And then relax into neutral. Let everything go for a moment. Then let's set the core again. Feel the ribs knitting and imprinting. Keep the pelvis steady as we raise the right foot up. And then the left. Find your neutral tabletop. Bring your arms down to the sides with the palms down in preparation for the 100. Be really aware of your ribs knitting to the opposite back pockets. Press your palms down and lift your head. Chin to the chest. Extend your legs out. And exhale for 5 pulses of the arms. And inhale for 5. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. Think of your inner core and your ribs wrapping. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. Chin into the chest. And inhale. Arms nice and straight. Exhale. And inhale. Feel your shoulders dropping down towards the floor. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. One more time. Exhale. And inhale, and bend your knees, one hand to each knee, flop the knees out wide, and then with the legs very relaxed, start circling your thigh bones around the hip socket, and reverse. Let's bring the knees close into the chest, lengthen the back of the neck, and then bring both knees over to the left side. So I'd like you to put your right hand down on the floor near your hips and then turn your palm up. And then keep your fingertips on the floor and sweep the right arm out to the side. Find a place where you can keep the fingertips down and you're getting a nice stretch in the armpit and the side. If you like, you can turn and look to the right, and then breathe slowly, emphasizing the stretch in your shoulder for today. And then let's bring both knees into the chest. Hug the knees in. Again, lengthen the back of the neck. And take both knees over to the right side. Begin with your left hand down on the floor, close to the hips. Turn the palm up, and then drag your fingertips along the floor as you sweep out in a nice big arc. Find a place where you're getting an appropriate stretch. Then turn and look to the left if you like. Breathe into that stretch in the left shoulder, armpit, side. Then lower the arm and bring the knees back into the center. Hug the knees in. And straighten your left leg out onto the floor. Draw your right knee towards your breastbone. And relax the hug a bit. Feel your tailbone down on the floor. And extend the right leg up to the ceiling. Establish the low core work, wrap the ribs, relax the arms, and circle the leg 5 times, keeping the pelvis completely still as you circle the leg. When you're done with 5 one-way reverse, so how are you going to tell if it's completely still? You could put your hands on the pelvis and feel it, or you could feel the relationship between the tailbone, the sacrum, on the floor, and make sure that that's staying still. When you're done with the second set of 5, bring the right knee in and the left knee in. Give them a hug. And take the right leg all the way out, pulling the left knee into the breastbone. And soften that hug a little. Feel your neutral spine. Engage around your neutral. Extend the left leg up. Get yourself all set and steady. Relax the shoulders and take 5 circles in each direction. Monitoring the pelvis. Keep it really still. Keep wrapping that transversus belt around the pelvis and reach your ribs to the opposite back pocket. And bring the left knee into the chest, and then the right. And let's come back into constructive rest pose. Now if you have a pillow behind your head, take it out for the next exercise. Bring the arms down closer to the sides. We're going to do a variation of the pelvic lift. I'd like you to please inhale and take your left arm all the way up and back, nice and straight. Gather your inner core and imprint the back ribs so your spine stays in a neutral position. As you exhale, tilt your pelvis and then raise your hips up off of the mat. I'm going to keep the left arm back there. And on your next exhale, roll yourself back down. Pull your belly into your spine. Feel the stretch happening in the armpit of the left side, the stretch in the lower back, the whole left side. And take a relaxed inhale. And float the arm first up towards the ceiling so you really see that humeral head down in the socket, and then roll it down to the side. And inhale. Bring the right arm up and back. Keep the arm nice and straight. Engage the core. Keep your neutral spine. Scoop the belly and roll yourself up, raising the hips off of the floor. You can inhale there and feel that stretch in the front body, and then with your exhale, roll down. Imprint the back ribs, scoop the belly in. Feel the pelvis tilting and then untilting. Take a relaxed inhale. And lower the right arm down. You're going to feel that humeral head in the socket and keep it in the socket as the right arm comes down to the sides. Again, let's reach the left arm up and back. Maintaining the neutral spine as your arm comes back. Exhale, tilt the pelvis and roll up into the pelvic lift. Take a breath in here and then exhale, roll down. Feel the back ribs imprint, the tilting of the pelvis, stretching in your left side. Releasing down into neutral. And then taking the left arm to vertical to get that humeral head down in the socket. And then relax it down to your side. We'll do the same thing with the right again. Inner core, ribs knitting, imprinting to maintain your neutral spine as you reach your right arm back. And tilt the pelvis as you roll up. And stay up for a breath. Sorry, just an inhale. And then roll yourself down. And we'll take the right arm straight up towards the ceiling and lower it back down. Okay, straighten both legs out. Let's take the hands behind the head with the fingers interlaced, elbows opened out wide. Let your legs relax for a moment. Now we're going to engage the inner core, knit and imprint the ribs, tilt the pelvis and roll the legs into parallel. Scoop the belly and roll part way up, pressing the back ribs into the floor. Squeeze your elbows towards each other and gently pull on the back of the neck. And then roll yourself back down. Open the elbows out wide and relax. And then re-engage your inner core, your ribs knitting, imprinting, tilting the pelvis, roll the legs into parallel, scoop the belly, and come partway up, elbows squeeze together, and we're pulling gently on the back of the head. Scoop the belly into the spine, imprint those back low ribs, keep the legs parallel, and then unfurl, lower back down, and open the elbows out wide. One more time. Re-engage inner core, knit and imprint. Tilt the saucer and bring the legs, sorry, that's a cue I guess in my privates. Tilt your pelvis and bring the legs into parallel and scoop the belly and roll up. Just partway up, imprinting the back ribs, pull your elbows together, gently pull forward on the head and roll back down. And stretch the arms up long. Walk the feet a little to the left, then tilt the upper body to the left. Take your right foot over your left ankle. Hold your right wrist. Keep your left hip and right ribs, your right hip and your right ribs down on the mat. Stretch your right side. And return to the center. And then walk the feet to the right and the upper body to the right. And take left ankle over right, hold the left wrist, stretch the left side, keeping the left hip and the left back ribs on the mat. And then come up into the center. Take the arms straight up to the ceiling and bring your knees into your chest. Hug them in with both hands. Let's lower the feet to the floor. Relax the arms wide. We're going to do the neck series. So draw the chin in towards the notch of the neck. Make sure the shoulders are comfortable. And keeping the back of the neck long like this. Unweight the head. Just a tiny lift. And then lower the head and gently press. The shoulders stay relaxed. Chin stays tucked in towards the notch of the neck. Unweight. And little press down. Tiny movement. This is not, don't think of it as a head lift. Just think of it unweighting the head away from the floor. And press. And then relax. And then turn and look to the left. So you're bringing your left ear towards the floor. And gently press the left side of the head down to the floor. And then unweight like you're lifting your right ear to the ceiling. And lower and press. And unweight, tiny little lift. And lower and press. Once again. And lower and press. And then relax and bring the head to the center. And turn and look right. Gently press the right side of the head down to the floor and unweight. Left ear towards the ceiling. Lower and gently press. Keep it small. Try to keep this full rotation when you lift. And lower and press. One last time. And lower and press. And relax. Head to the center. And side bend. Make sure you feel the back of the head on the mat and keep that same point of the back of the head on the mat as you bring your left ear to your left shoulder. Nose is pointing straight to the ceiling as you press down with the back of the head and unweight. And little press. And unweight. And little press. And unweight. Finish with the press. Move the head to the center. Relax. Keep the back of the head on the mat, side bend to the right, keeping your nose pointing straight up towards the ceiling. Gently press down, and then unweight with the nose going straight to the ceiling. And lower and gently press, and unweight, and lower and press, and unweight, and finish with your press, and unweight. Relax, neck and shoulders. And tilt the head back, chin towards the ceiling, gently press, and then unweight with the chin going straight up and lower and press. Make it small so we're not emphasizing the abdominals. Your head should feel really heavy when you do this. Lower and press, and unweight, and lower and press. And then relax. Let's engage the inner core. Hit an imprint. Keep a neutral spine and stable pelvis as you lift your right foot up. Imprint a little bit more and lift your left foot up. We're going to go through the abdominal series very quickly, engaging those ribs, reaching to the back pockets. Lift your head, bring your chin into the chest. Single leg stretch. Extend one leg, both hands on the bent leg. Chin into the chest the whole time. Elbows lifted high and wide. Keeping the core supported all the way around the torso. And we'll go to the double leg. Exhale, reach the arms and the legs away from the center. Keep your neutral spine and your back ribs down. Exhale and reach. And inhale, return to the center. Do not flatten the back. Stay neutral. Now one more time. Keep your legs straight and go into the single straight leg. Here again, we want to keep the elbows lifted high and wide. The shoulders drop, the chin into the chest. Big scissors. And then both legs straight up to the ceiling, hands behind the head. Reset your core and lower the legs down slightly, keeping your neutral spine. Lift the legs back up. Try not to have any momentum here. Really engage on the strength. And lower, and it might be tiny movement. Only so far as you can maintain your neutral. Keep the back ribs back into the mat. Bend your knees and go to the crisscross. Legs are bicycling. Twisting the upper torso So you're really reaching your armpit across towards the bending knee. And then let's lower the head, bring the knees into the chest, and a little rock from side to side. Relax your neck, slowly turning your head from side to side. And then we're going to turn onto the stomach. Take the arms straight out in front of you. Engage your inner core. Glide your ribs together, press down through the palms and the elbows. And raise your chest and head up off of the floor. Feel your shoulder blades pull down your back. And release. Again, set the core and raise the chest and the head. Keep your chin tilted down. Shoulder blades to the back pocket, breastbone forward. Keep stabilizing so your lower back doesn't get too compressed. And lower back down. One more time. Inner core, glide the ribs. Gently press down through the forearms as you open your chest. And then lower down. Now we're going to bend the arms like a cactus. And turn and face your left arm. So as you're looking over to the left, you see your elbow on the floor, your left wrist is straight. I want you to engage your core, please, and knit the ribs, and then keep your left elbow on the mat and raise your hand up. Only as high as you can go with the wrist staying straight and the elbow staying on the mat. And lower back down. Now turn and look to your right hand in the same way. Keep the elbow down and raise the hand up, keeping the elbow down and the wrist straight. This is an external rotation in the shoulder. And lower. Now that you've felt it in each arm, come onto your forehead. Keep the elbows down. We'll do both arms together. Inner core, knit the ribs, lift both hands up. Keep your wrists very straight. And lower back down. We're keeping the head down. External rotation in the shoulders. Engage the core, knit the ribs. Lift the hands up with a straight wrist. And lower down. One more time. Relax. Then reset the core. Glide the ribs in, this time keeping the elbows down on the mat. Lift your chest and head up off of the mat. I want you to tilt your chin forward a little bit and lower partway down to the mat, and then drop your chin down towards the notch of the neck. Keep your chin pulled towards the notch of the neck. Press into the forearm and see if you can lift your chest up a little higher. And then relax back down to the mat. Release everything. Soften. Reset the core. Glide the ribs. Lift your chest and your head. Go ahead and let your chin move forward a little bit. And then we're going partway down to the mat, but tucking the chin way down into the notch of the neck. And keeping the chin tucked, press down into the forearms and raise the chest higher. But keep your chin down. And then release back down to the mat. Relax everything. Once again, engage the core and glide the ribs. Raise the chest and head. Go ahead and let the chin go forward slightly. And then tilt your chin towards the notch of the neck as you lower your head halfway down to the mat. And keep the chin tucked as you lift your chest up higher again. And release back down. Bring your hands under your forehead for a moment. Relax there. And let's go into a child's pose and stretch the back out. Any version of child's pose you like. Okay, come up to all fours. Now we're going to bring the left knee forward so that it comes up in line with the base of the thumb. And then straighten your right leg straight out behind you. So you're kind of sitting on your left heel. We're going to engage the core, glide the ribs in, and then bend the elbows so the elbows point straight back towards the wall behind you. You're going partway down like a little push-up, and then we're going to press into the floor and lift up. Feel the back of the arms, open the chest, and lower down again, bend the arms. Make sure your elbows stay close into your sides and point straight behind you, and push up. Open the chest, and again lower, and push up. Draw the shoulders down the back. Let's do it twice more. Really push against the floor. Okay, now we're going to come back onto all fours. Move into child's pose for a moment. And lift to all fours again. Now we're sliding the right knee forward so it's at the base of the thumb and stretching the left leg out behind so you're sitting on your right heel. Open up the chest, engage the low core, knit the ribs. Keep your arms close to your sides, bend at the elbows so they're pointing straight back. And then push against the floor as you lift. You should feel the back of the arm. This one's emphasizing the left side. Then forward and push against the floor. Draw the shoulders down the back, open the chest. And bend the arms. Push the floor away, lift the chest. Twice more. Come to all fours and move into child's pose again. And back up onto all fours. We'll do the knee hover and tuck the toes. Engage the low core. Push the floor away with both hands and lift the knees up about an inch. And lower the knees back down. Relax. Inner core, ribs. Push the floor away. Hover the knees. And bring them back down and relax. One more like that. Inner core, glide the ribs, push the floor away, hover the knees. And knees down, relax. Now this time we're going to go from the knee hover into a down dog and then return to the knee hover. Engage the inner core, glide the ribs, push the floor away, hover the knees, maintain. Now picture your ribs really knitting together. Push the floor away even more as you raise your hips up to the ceiling. Get your back nice and straight, even if that means your knees are bent. That just depends on your hamstrings, but I want your back to be really straight. This is a great exercise for your serratus. Now we're going to come back to the knee hover, bend the knees, keep pushing the floor away, keep pushing the floor away, hover the knees, and bring the knees back down. Let's try it one more time. Inner core, glide the ribs, push the floor away, hover the knees. Pull your ribs together and raise your hips to the ceiling. I want you to emphasize pushing the floor away, getting your sit bones up as high as you can. And a nice long line straight up from your wrists to your hips. Now to come back down, bend the knees. We're going to come to knee hover. Keep pushing the floor away. And then bring the knees down. Move into child's pose and relax. Okay, let's turn to the left side. Knees comfortably bent. Right elbow on the right waist. Gentle fist. If you have a 1 pound weight, you can use that here. And lift the right hand towards the ceiling. Bring it down slowly. Lift and lower. Let's do it 5 more times. External rotation in the shoulder. Good. Relax the arm. And bring the right hand to the right hip and gently roll the right hip forward. Engage your inner core and keep the the pelvis stable as you roll the right leg out in the socket. And keep that right hip moving forward. So do 5 slow ones. Relax. Let's go to 90-degree hip flexion. Again, we want the right hip dropping forward. Engage the inner core. And 5 times slowly roll the thigh out in the socket, keeping the pelvis steady, neck and shoulders relaxed. Relax completely, and then open to 0-degree hip flexion. Knees bent with the feet behind you, straight down the thighs. Engage your inner core, and then lift your organs up off the mat. Feel your obliques steadying you, and do 5 more slow rotations. Keep the right hip forward, the pelvis steady. And we'll straighten both legs out. Engage the inner core. Lift your organs up off the floor, raise both legs up, and flex the feet back and squeeze the toes. Point the feet, fan the toes, and flex them back. Squeeze, point, fan, flex, squeeze, point, fan, flex. Keep the toes open, reach out, squeeze the toes and pull back. Open the toes, reach, squeeze, and pull back. One more time. And then release. Drop the right hip forward. Bring your left hand down onto your right knee. And open the right arm out to the side, looking over to the right. And then bring both knees to the chest. And then we'll turn over to the right side. Knees comfortably bent. Neck and shoulders relaxed and comfortable. Start with the left elbow on the left waist. And then roll the arm out in the socket 10 times. Keeping the elbow snug to the waist as you lift the hand. Take it nice and slow. Then relax the arm. And we'll bring the left hand up to the left hip. Align the knees. Tilt that left hip a little forward. Engage the inner core. And then roll out in the left hip socket 5 times. Keeping the neck relaxed. The left hip forward. When you're done, relax and move to 90-degree hip flexion. Comfortable in the neck and shoulders. Right hip slightly forward, engage the inner core, and roll the legs slowly out in the socket. Relax and open all the way out into 0-degree hip flexion. Engage the inner core. Lift your organs up and roll the thigh out in the socket here. Then we'll take both legs straight out. Engage the inner core, lift the organs, raise both legs up, and then flex the feet. Squeeze the toes and point the feet. Fan the toes and flex the feet. Squeeze, point, fan, flex, squeeze, point, fan, flex. Keep the toes open and reach, squeeze, and pull back. Open, reach, squeeze, and pull back. One more time. And then release. Drop your left hip down towards the floor. Right hand on the left knee and open your left arm out to the side. Turn and look to the left. And then roll onto the back. Bring both knees into the chest. Turn your head slowly from side to side. Relax the neck muscles. Bring the feet down to the floor. And straighten both legs out. Work with some roll-ups. Inhale, bring the arms straight up towards the ceiling. Exhale, engage the inner core. Tilt the pelvis, knit and imprint the ribs, and keep your arms straight as you reach back. Feel your belly button draw into the spine. I'm going to scoop the belly and roll up on an inhale. If it's hard to roll up, you can take your hands on the outside of the thighs. So keeping the whole core working, float the arms as you inhale and roll up. And then release forward. Make sure your elbows are bent. And move the breastbone forward. Relax the neck. And we'll roll down again. If you can't roll down without, if you didn't roll up smoothly, or if you can't roll down without keeping your feet down, you can just go part way down and hover. So if you're going to hover, you're going to keep your shoulders relaxed. You're probably scooped in and stay part way up. If you go all the way down, move down and take a big stretch. We'll set the core again. Scoop the belly and use the inhale. And if you're rolled part way up, you can move forward into the stretch again. And make sure that the elbows are bent so you're not pulling your shoulders. Not over rounding the upper back. And again, roll either partially down and maintain, or all the way. And stretch. And last time up. And then sit up, bend the knees. Drop your forehead down towards the knees. Feel a gentle pull at the back of the neck. Soften the shoulders. And lift the chest. We're going to try standing without pushing up with your hands. If you need to push with your hands, be careful about the way that you do it. Try to use your fingertips rather than your palms to not stretch the shoulders out. And engage the core as you come up to standing. Find the balance under the 3 points of the feet. The lift through the crown of the head. Engage the pelvic floor. Gather the belt. Wrap the ribs. And roll the top of the arm out and the shoulder socket. Feel your chest open and relax. Keep the core anchored as you do this. Roll out and relax. One more time. And relax. All right, that'll do it. Thank you. I see Tracy. So if you're here doing this, either now on Friday morning or some other time, please sign in. Even if you're doing it pre-recorded, I'll get the comment when you sign in. So I appreciate it. No live class tomorrow. Next week we'll be back on Saturday morning. All right, so thanks for flexing with me, and I'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.